Hello and welcome to the show. I am back on BeamNG Drive taking a look at some more crash junctions. We start with an assassination mission. We have to try and take out a Grand Marshal. However, the Grand Marshal is on the back of a flatbed truck. We've got to take out the car without destroying the van. That should be quite interesting. I'm not sure how difficult or an aiming job this is going to require. I'm kind of interested to find out. I'm also not quite sure where. There it is. So that is where our ramp is. We're miles too fast. We were way. We're a little bit soon. Come back. Come back. Come back. Where have you gone? I need to borrow the Grand Marshal. I did not get as much airtime off that ramp as I was expecting to. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tougher. Right, so if we leave it a second, so we wait for a second, and then, okay, we might have just started creeping a little bit soon. We'll leave it there. Then we shall see what we're doing. I think we've got to probably come at this at a slight angle. Yeah, so like, oh, that was a good shot. That was a perfect shot, I would say. Yeah, there's a bit of fire going on from traffic damage. Alright, okay, so I didn't actually damage the van in the slightest. It's a ×4 penalty if we do, but we didn't touch the van in any way, shape, or form. So 32,100. That's pretty good going, I would say. I'm not sure whether we can do better. I'm gonna give it a try. I can't believe my random timing worked. Might be a little bit too soon. We'll see. We can probably aim it. I wonder if we might be better off. Okay, so if we kind of try and... Yeah, I'm wondering if we might have been a little too early on that. It's a little bit easier in some ways taking this out than I was expecting it to be. 36,000. Oh, although we did damage the van ever so slightly. We did clip the van. I'm not quite sure what bit of what hit the van. We did ever so slightly damage the van. I'm trying to think that the best way to kind of get heavy damage, we kind of saw when we did the assassination mission with the van. If we can clip the van and... Oh, I've gone immediately. That's probably not going to end too well. Alright, we've got to kind of correct things. And, oh, maybe not correct... Okay, I might correct a little bit too much. Okay, we kind of wiggled and that didn't quite work out either. Nope, that's not really done too much helpful there. That's only 15,000. I'm trying to think if I can knock the vehicle off and squash it against something. That way we can increase damage. Rather than having the vehicle spinning free and tumbling down the road, if we can just pile it into a wall. But there isn't really a huge amount of walls around here to go for. Maybe we just give it... Oh, I might have left it a bit... Okay, that's probably a little bit too long. Yeah, we're gonna... Because I'm kind of wanting to approach from this way here, and then... No, come back! I'm thinking the wall that we just hit... They killed the engine in that, not really surprising. The wall that we just hit, if we can get the car... If we can get the car into that wall, so we've got to kind of come from the angle that we just did. It is a very low wall, unfortunately, which might make it quite difficult for me. I've gone a little bit too far. I don't know. Now I've cocked that one all up, I think. So if we can then kind of launch, not quite. And the issue is if we're not timing this perfectly, we're just going to graze it and knock it off the back of the, just slightly off the back of the truck. Right. So if we just give it kind of there-ish. I think that'll be okay. Now we're going to come across. It's all about getting the angle right and getting the timing right, getting the speed right. Uh-oh, we might be about to nail the van. It was spectacular. I will say that much. That wins on the spectacle front. I think we rolled both of the vehicles. Yes, I am pleased with that. It was only $44 worth of damage, or $11 worth of damage to the truck, because it's a ×4 penalty for grazing it, and 56,000 worth of damage to the car. That, I think, is the way to do that one. Actually, quite an interesting scenario, interesting way of doing an assassination mission. This one, relatively straightforward. I feel like it could be a little bit more challenging to try and hit the car. However, yeah, that's quite a satisfying crash. Surprisingly, for so much damage, so much monetary damage, it doesn't look that bad. But I will take it nevertheless. So, our next challenge has us driving a Wedge truck. However, we aren't allowed to damage our own vehicle on this one. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work with such a giant truck. I don't quite know how yeah, how sort of picky it's going to be about if we take any damage. We kind of just gotta throw it at the area and see what happens. I think there's like a little bit of a stricken vehicle and a small traffic jam going on the bridge that we've then got to try and punch our way through. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, not quite for the Grand Marshal. Aha, we are in super slow-mo. So if we launch that, and then launch that one. I mean, we got the Grand Marshal into the bridge supports. Yes, although I don't think we did very well with the two Romers. The two Romers look relatively in one piece. Well, we haven't been destroyed and we haven't failed from damaging the truck. Oh, we took out a tyre of a Romer. Go on, green truck! Go on! Go on! Fool! Thank you! That'll score us some points. I don't know where it's falling to. We might have... I heard a crash. It was only... So, the utter destruction of the assassination mission did us sort of 57,000. We took out 3 cars. That was with 1 car. We took out 3 cars in this, and that was only a slightly bit more. That's where the Roma ended up. That's actually quite useful. I can get him to fall off there. I mean, all of the damage there was done to this. Pretty much all of the damage was done to the Grand Marshal. Firing it into the bridge is damn good aiming. That, I took out a rear tyre. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage on the back of the Fire Marshal truck, but not enough. Okay, we can do better. We can do better. I think we've got to hit... We've got to hit harder, possibly. We can't really do any more than just, well, go flat out and hope for the best. We can't change around the parts in our truck and give it more speed. We've got to launch the Romers better, I think. We launched the Grand Marshal very, very well, but we didn't launch the Romers particularly well. So we're going to go a little bit more to the right-hand side, and then we get that one. Okay, so we've got those 2... Oh, I love the slow-mo roll into the bridge. The slow-mo roll into the bridge from the Grand Marshal is fantastic. However, we're going to now get on the brakes to stop us, because we're kind of, yeah, we're sort of done. I think my swerving gave us a little bit of a problem in all of that, because I kind of tried to swerve between hitting the Roma, launching it, hitting the Grand Marshal and launching it, but I didn't get back across in time. Oh, that was better... Better money-wise? No, it wasn't better money-wise, sorry. I did more damage to myself, I think, so I lost more. Okay, how are we going to do that? We need... Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether we need more glancing... The problem is, the more glancing a blow we go for, the less damage we do to our truck, but the less likely we are to ping the cars into the scenery. So we've got to be very, very careful. What happens if we just keep it straight? So we're at 53 miles an hour. Slow-mo is activated. We are on the line. Launch that, and now I think we're just going to end up scooping. Scoop the red truck. Just, come on, do something with it. Not much is happening with it. We're just kind of driving it towards anything solid. Unfortunately, I suspect... There we go. We kind of rolled it. Unfortunately, I think this is just going to end up damaging me. Oh, brakes are on. Oh, there's one... Grand Marshal's off the cliff. Oh, the Roma was tumbling as well, and I've done even more damage to myself. How on earth do we do this one? Or how on earth do we do this one for more points? I know we've kind of technically passed. I feel like there could be this could be a little bit more challenging in terms of the of the monetary goals. Some of them are actually quite difficult. Some of them are relatively straightforward. Just provided you hit a car, you'll tend to complete it. I want to go for a bigger amount of money. So perhaps if we go for a... Oh, now we're kind of at an angle. So glancing blow on that. Oh, but that's such a heavy hit on the Grand Marshal. It's a great hit. It is a great hit on that white car. However, we've wrecked or done too much damage to our truck, unfortunately. Well, damn, it was a spectacle and a half. What if we... I guess there's no reason why we can't just wait. This is one of the things with these crash jams. I watched, or saw the comments on the last video of sort of other people's different tactics, sort of waiting for stuff. I do have a little bit of time to play with. You've got to be careful because you only have so much time to play with. But there is nothing saying that I don't sort of wait and launch the Grand Marshal first. It won't hit the bridge, but it will go somewhere. I don't quite know where it has gone. Unfortunately, I fear we're going to end up wrecking our truck if we hit this dead on the side. We probably, I guess, we'll scrape the truck a little bit. not done a huge amount of damage to the red one. These roamers are so tough. The roamers are so strong that they are quite difficult to do. I mean, that is, what was it, 30, 40 mile on impact on the side of the red truck. We did not do enough damage even in all of that one. I think launching the Grand Marshal at the bridge is definitely the way to go. That's what's hitting hardest, doing the most monetary damage. If we leave it later, I mean, we'll still flip the Grand Marshal, but we don't launch it into that bridge. So let's try again going. Again, I'm sticking for the middle. We are a little bit differently timed. Oh, unfortunately, this is not going to end well for my truck, I don't think. Deposit the roamers, crash them together. Please don't let that have wrecked my truck too much. Oh, the Grand Marshal is a goner. The Grand Marshal, I can just follow the smoke trail of that one. That has not had a good day. In fact, that's fallen all the way down. It's not even landed on the secondary road. I think that might have even landed in the tunnel system below it. I think I'm going to have lost a lot of points for damage done to my truck. But, yeah. God damn it. It was such a good crash. Such a good crash, but I wrecked my truck too much in that. Yeah, we guys are probably about the most we did to the roamers as well. Where did it go? It's all the way down there. That was impressive damage. That was impressive damage on the Grand Marshal. The issue being, when I hit it so hard, or at such an angle that it actually fired me directly under the roamers. So what we want to do, I'm thinking, what we want to do is if we just give it a little bit of a leeway, so we hit the Grand Marshal first, but we don't leave it too late. So we want to hit the Grand Marshal first, launch it into the bridge or off the bridge even. That's even better if we can. And then, okay, we're not quite timed it right this time because we're going to get tipped sideways if we're not careful. So we're going to launch that one. Launch you with as much force as we can, but we will get tipped into... Oh, that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good going. Yes, the Grand Marshal has fallen off. I'm actually now trying to get back on the power because I don't want to get run over by the roamer. Oh, that's more damage done to my truck that we didn't really need. We're going to have a bigger minus number again. It's not quite enough to fail us, and that thing's sort of stuck on our nose cone. I'm literally relying on this entire thing being that... Yeah, it wasn't enough. I thought that was I thought that was good enough to at least pass. It's 40,000 to pass. Okay, wait, let's just give it a little bit of time. Maybe that might be a little bit too much, I think. This is a tough one. You would expect when you have a plow truck to be able to just get astronomical amounts of points, but turns out it is actually a little bit more difficult. Right, so we're going to hit that first. That's launched, but that has absolutely annihilated the front of my truck. And if we get on the brakes now, kind of just let them damage each other. Oh, I think I'm actually crash welded to the green roamer, which is not helping. Where did the Grand Marshal didn't even fall off the bridge either. It might be better. I'm not sure here. Come on, game. Give us a nice high score. And it was a better initial damage. The damage done is better, but it's just killing too much of my truck. Well, this will be the final go. We will have one more try at this one. I feel like there is something that I am missing. Some great way of getting points on this one. There might be. I definitely think we have to hit the Grand Marshal while it's on the bridge. Otherwise, we're just not going to get enough points. It's that we lose too much speed. We're not even going fast enough, really, to do very much to the Fire Marshal's truck. Right, so Grand Marshal perfectly launched that. However, it just tips us into the green roamer. Now, I'm going to keep my foot down this time. Yeah, I'll keep my foot down and we just damage our truck too much. Right, one more go. One final go. Perhaps if we just left it a smidge too long, I think, last time. So when we hit the Grand Marshal, maybe we're just hitting the Grand Marshal too much. Maybe that's the issue we have. We're hitting it with too much of the front, and that's firing us to the right-hand side. And that when we go underneath the green truck, that's where, or the green roamer, that's where we're in trouble. We're not quite timed it right. Yeah, you see, because we hit that and then we just get stuck underneath it. Although we have actually launched it clear this time, but I can't turn it to get the red one. Oh, I guess kind of. It's actually a pretty spectacular crash. I'm pretty pleased with the crash. when we scooped up the green truck, we kind of got launched a little bit across the road out of the way of the fire marshal's truck. So I'm not sure it's going to be any better monetary-wise, sadly. Oh, I'm going to try and... No, it didn't even pass on that attempt. We have done better, though. We did get a... what was it, about 60,000? About our first run, we got 60,000. Couldn't manage to do better. Definitely launching the cars off the bridge is the way to go. If you can... Actually, let's have one last... Okay, one last... This is definitely the last go now, because I've just had a thought. What we're doing, you see, we're busy focusing on getting the Grand Marshal off the bridge, which is fine and everything. However, the Grand Marshal isn't so much the concern for points, perhaps. We're doing heavy damage to that. So what if we focus on trying to launch the Roma off the bridge? I don't know if I can aim this in the way that I want to, because I think the Grand Marshal is going to... yeah, the Grand Marshal is going to hit us just too hard. So we can now... Whoop, and then brake. Oh, it's going to land on us. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. Well, I mean, it's a great crash. It is a fantastic crash. It's going to be... I'm amazed I didn't fail on the whole I've wrecked my car thing. We've lost the Grand Marshal completely. Both of the Romas are on there. So even if I don't complete the level, if this is a failure, I'm still liking this as a crash. I'll take it. 56,000. We've got 2 Romas on their side. One's missing a wheel. Where did the Grand Marshal actually go? I found a bit of it. Where did it go? Are you under here? Ah! Found it! Grand Marshal's got stuck in the floor. Yeah. That's for what I was expecting to be a fairly straightforward chaos-causing level. That's actually a little bit difficult. I definitely feel there's a better way of getting some money. If we can focus on launching the Romas off the road, you probably would do better. But yeah, there we go. We're going to move on to the next one. Well, our next map is called Onramp. Apparently there is some jumping to be doing, and, well, that generally goes alright with me. I actually think there might be a split ramp up there. I'm assuming we're heading towards the split ramp as well. There might be, I guess, a way to go straight down the road and go for it instead. Whoa! Okay, found a van! Well, that kind of worked. It kind of did a thing. The Moonhawk is going to get... that's disappointing. I mean, it was disappointing and it wasn't disappointing, in that we rolled, so it's always a good day. However, we only got 1 vehicle in all of that, and that is less than helpful. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a really fine sort of lining up of stuff. So if we can launch... ooh, baby! Landed on the sunburst. We got it! The red car's never going to stop in time. Smack! Although it's not a huge amount of damage from anybody. Success indeed. We've got 31,000. Not a huge amount of damage. Mind, this level there is it's only 3,000 worth of damage from the... 5,000 worth of damage from the cars. There is a double bonus if you manage... They call it a clean-up bonus if I manage to hit all 3 cars. So this one's supposed to be a bit more difficult to manage to hit all 3 of the vehicles, which we did do that time around. I kind of feel like I'm not even sure if the ramp is a good way to go. No, that's not worked. I think there is a way to probably... Oh, there's not going to be a bump. I think there might be a way to do that better, to hit the van and bounce into the sunburst. The issue with hitting the ramp is that all of our energy is going into rolling our car, which is cool and everything, and it looks great. Oh, there's great damage on my vehicle, but it's done bugger all to the van. We're going to just sort of graze the red car. We need more speed involved. We need a lot more speed. That was better in terms of money. Still not a massive amount. Oh, engine, please don't turn off. Thank you. I think that was just a delayed notification from the last crash. Right, so what if we go right up against the wall? Oh, that's a good crash. That's a good crash. Come on, come back down, come back down, come back down. No, no, how could you miss that? Damn it. That was a really good crash. That was a really bloody good crash. And he just drove underneath the tumbling blue car. We didn't quite get our vehicle positioned well enough. Okay, that might be the way to do it. So I was literally hugging the wall. So we hug the wall up here and it gets us the most height possible. We launch across there. nail the back of the sunburst. We're not hitting the sunburst with anywhere near enough speed, and unless we tumble into the path of the Moonhawk, it gets stopped before it hits the van. Okay. Let us try. Don't know if this is going to work. What I'm thinking, we've got a decent amount of speed, a decent amount of power, so if we just go here, smack the van, can we get it into the way? Ah, no, we're not going fast enough. We're not going fast enough to smack the van. I mean, he'll bump us, and probably bumping into the van is a good idea for damage. Yeah, it does a lot of damage to the van. I don't think we did pass, but we can't hit the van hard enough to put it into the sunburst. I don't think. Like, I kind of don't... I know this is going to sound really weird. I kind of don't want the split ramp there. What happens if... Oh, I lost control of my car. Ah, bugger. I was wondering if I could go to the other side of the van. Again, I'm trying to hit it with more speed and just trying to get something to push it into the sunburst. But that didn't work either. Yeah, as weird as it is, the split ramp is kind of right where I want my car to be going, not in the air. I don't have any choice in terms of slowing down because everything is all very, very, very finely timed here. So over we go. So van. Oh, that was a great takeout on the van. That was a massive takeout on the van. The Moonhawk is going to crash into me, but looks barely dinged. Not enough. I'm loving how some of the most spectacular of crashes do the least amount of monetary damage, because that hit the van with such, I say with such force, it hit the van in such spectacle, but it just rolled the van. Like, I've just pinged off the bonnet there. That's not going to be anywhere near good enough. Now, Moonhawk is going to go on the brakes. Might possibly bump the back of the van. No, it doesn't even do that. So, yeah, that was terrible. I'd say it was terrible. It's okay, I guess, damage on the van, but it's nowhere near enough to get us a decent amount of points. What about if we... Okay, new plan. Okay, we can't... Well, I guess we can kind of time that, but I guess there's probably not going to be the money in that one, aiming for the sunburst. Oh, we didn't even get it in front of the Moonhawk. No, we can't do that. There's no way of making that one feasibly work. Could we can't really. I was wondering if I could spin my car off the front of the van, like if I could time it right so that we hit the van, just sort of graze the front of the van. Maybe actually that might be doable if we can hit it at such an angle that we don't lose all of our speed in the collision with the van. But then, yeah, okay, that got us a lot of points for a relatively small crash, and that didn't include an extra multiplier and then the doubling of points from the sunburst. I'm having an idea. It's not as spectacular as the rolling idea, however, so if we... Oh no, I steered into it. I should have left it. I want to hit the van hard enough, but I also want to still have the momentum to block the sunburst in. So we've got to really fine-tune this one, because the van just turning the corner at the last second. Oh, come on! Yeah! I don't know if I can do any better than that. The Moonhawk will go on the brakes. There's a little bit more damage involved in that, which is always nice. But of course now we're not hitting the van as hard. We're not doing the same damage to that. Oh, it was so close. You really need to time it perfectly. I wonder, and this would be a really dodgy maneuver to try and pull off. I wonder if we can just do that. There we go. That's what we wanted. There is a huge amount of fire. The Moonhawk is going to hit us with serious speed now. We've set the sunburst alight. The van won't have taken much damage in that. However, that is what we were looking for. That, I would say, is pretty much spot on. Yeah. Unfortunately, the van has not taken a huge amount of damage, so where we were gaining points in previous runs off of that, we haven't. But by launching us into the sunburst, we've got 2 cars on fire. The other Moonhawk did take a fair old whack as well. Again, it's not the greatest points-wise. It's enough to clear the level. I'm sure you could do better with points-wise. However, it's the spectacle that we're after. And I would say, that has done pretty damn well. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, I'll put links to all the mods that I've used in the description, so you can download them, have a go with them yourself, and I, as ever, highly recommend these Crash Junctions. Until next time, though, goodbye.